You're not unhealed. You're exhausted from performing a version of spirituality that was never meant for your body. And today, I'm breaking you out. Let me say that again. You're not unhealed. You're exhausted from performing a version of spirituality that was never meant for your body. If that hits somewhere deep, in your chest, in your gut, in your throat, well, then this is for you. I'd like to start at the very beginning. The wound beneath all wounds that nobody names. The deepest wound most of us carry is not trauma, fear, failure. It's actually the belief that our humanity is a problem. And I lived with that belief for years. I was always too much or not enough, too intense, too emotional, too reactive, too deep, too sensitive. All of these things were labeled something that needed to be fixed. And that belief that I should be different than I am became the very soil that all of my healing grew from and kept me stuck for years. Here's where it gets a little slippery. Healing can turn into self-surveillance. Instead of feeling emotions, you start evaluating them, tracking them, interpreting them, diagnosing them. Every sensation becomes a sign, a message, a pattern, a wound. That's not living. That's monitoring. And I've had entire seasons of my life where I couldn't feel anything without instantly analyzing it. Where is this from? What part is activated? What's the somatic meaning of this? What do I have to heal here? What did I do wrong? What am I not getting? I wasn't healing. I was interrogating my own aliveness. And it was exhausting. I want to move on now to the Taoism distortion and the Zen guru trap and talk about this Zen guru persona is like with the idea that spiritually evolved person is always calm, always soft, always serene, always detached. See, but those things, those aren't really Taoism. Not the real Tao. The real Tao is nature. It's responsive, instinctive. It's yin. It's the void. It's the unknown. It's the messy in its harmony, wild in its intelligence, deeply human. But the Western imitation, well, that demands flatness, stillness, perfection, emotional suppression wrapped in spiritual language. And the thing is, your body knows when you're doing this. My poor body. My body has always known. I tried to be that Zen woman, the calm wife, the neutral mother, the spiritual guide who never reacts. And my body screamed, "This isn't you." And that wasn't peace. It was freeze. It was abandonment. Self-betrayal. Self-abandonment. The Zen performance is sometimes the very thing that breaks people. Quietness is not regulation. Neutrality is not enlightenment. Unreactive doesn't always mean healed. A calm face with a clenched gut is not wisdom. It's survival. And I spent years holding all of that in. Because I thought the healed version of me was supposed to be unbothered. But I wasn't unbothered. I was unexpressed. And unexpressed truth always turns into suffering. And then there was that somatic truth click that shattered everything. The moment where everything changed for me. It wasn't in a breathwork session. It wasn't in therapy. It wasn't in shadow work. No, none of those things. It happened in my body. That quiet, unmistakable click. I don't need to earn my wisdom. I don't need to earn my wholeness. It was like my entire life reorganized in an instant when I realized I wasn't healing myself. I was performing a version of myself that other people would approve of. And the moment I felt that truth, really, the way I needed to get that click, everything inside of me softened. Relief. Freedom. What if, now I know this is a radical question, but I have a couple of them. But what if, and I want you to really feel into this, right? What if nothing is wrong with you? What if your sensitivity is actually your intelligence? What if your anger is your boundaries speaking? Your overwhelm is your body saying you're carrying too much. All of these things are not symptoms. They're wisdom. And when I stopped trying to fix myself and started listening, really listening, and then following, and then expressing myself, that is when my entire life shifted. My body had been telling me the truth for years. I just didn't trust it. Because the healing world taught me that my truth needed interruption. While at the same time screaming for me to tell my truth. Speak your truth. Tell your story. But nope, you're just triggered. Or no, you gotta heal that. You see the irony there? How could I trust that my truth were the things that my body were telling me when every time I expressed the things that my body was telling me, I got gaslit or shut down or redirected or told that I just need to heal that or I'm just triggered? How the fuck can you trust your body when every time you express something that your body's telling you is true, you're met with that? Right? But my truth didn't need interpretation. Never. It didn't. What it needed was permission. The thing is, I was looking for permission outside of me when all I needed to do was say, no more. The permission was from me. That's what I needed. And I never felt safe enough to actually give it to myself, because every time I tried to give myself permission to speak the truth that my body was screaming, well, when you're the intuitive one that can tell people things, but you don't know how you just know because your body knows, well, then what are you? Well, you're fucking crazy. You're woo-woo. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't tell me the truth. I'm better over here in avoidance. So for the ones who need this, I want you to hear me. And I want to speak directly to you. The one who feels this in your body right now. And I know there are listeners who do. You are not stuck because you're unhealed. You're stuck because you've been performing a spirituality that forces you to abandon your nature. You are not a project. You are not unfinished. You are not behind. You are a whole, sovereign human who has been taught to mistrust themselves. And I know this because I lived it. I breathed it. I nearly fucking drowned in it. But the moment I stopped contorting myself into the healed version of me, well, the real me finally had space to exist and express. When you stop performing healing, everything, and I mean everything, changes. You become present. You become more honest. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped resisting yourself. You don't become chaotic. You become aligned. You don't become reactive. You become real. You don't lose your spiritual depth. You finally embody it. When I stopped trying to earn wholeness, something inside of me settled, and all of a sudden I was whole. My voice shifted. My marriage, the polarity in my marriage is ridiculous. I can't even explain. My mothering deepened. Connections, our bond, deeper. The way I show up, louder, more loving, more presence. My creativity, holy shit, exploded. It's exploding. The things that are coming online, it's mind-blowing. My self-trust has returned. I say returned, but it's like, I'm not so sure I ever felt this before. This self-trust is different. This self-trust is certain. Not because I healed more, but because I stopped abandoning myself in the name of healing. So let me leave you with this. You don't need more tools. You don't need more fixing. You don't need more healed versions of yourself. You need you, your nature, your truth, your sensations, your instinct, your humanity, your sovereign self. You are not unhealed. You're tired from performing a spirituality that your body never agreed to. And now, you're free to put it down. If you're hearing this, I give you permission outside of yourself to put it down. This is your sign. Let it go. It's not yours. Never was meant to be picked up by you. Messy is the new perfect. We don't use the word healed around here. We just remember who the fuck we are. I love you. Until next time.